Welcome to Pagan Crafting. I'm your host, Kara. I'm your local art and green witch, and today we're going to do a little crafty thrift witch challenge. This challenge is called Whimsical Goth. I didn't quite get the goth in there, but I know I got a lot of whimsical happening. So if you'd like to join me today, we're going to get into some resin play, some UV resin, some painting, some upcycle, some thrifting, and we're gonna have some fun here. This challenge was originally started by myself and Beverly Butterfly, so if you wish to join us, check out the hashtag and join us on the next challenge. So what I've gathered here today, I found this Halloween decoration for $2.99. Super stoked about that. I love that little guy. And I found this cage here. Now this one is the back side, but I think I'm gonna flip it around. I only got this one for $3.49, and it's like solid metal. Quite happy with it. I think we can make him a little home in here. Yeah, just like a little pet. This will be his new home. I shall name him Toby. Okay. So I've gotten some foliage here. I use this in my dioramas, so I have lots of it off to the side. So I'll be using some of that a little bit later. I'm using some black acrylic paint here. I wanted a really good coating, so I wound up doing a couple coats of paint to cover the metal part. Originally intended this was going to be the front, but once I put Toby inside, I found you couldn't see his cute little face. So I kind of painted this all for nothing. This wound up being the back side, but it'll match. It'll work. And I like the sage green because it goes with, I have a lot of sage green, olive greens, things like that in my house with my reds and my mushroom reds. So I checked out, I was like seeing if I can find a price. $19.99 from Michael's Craft Store. Heck yeah! I got you for $3. Woohoo! This one's locked in there pretty good. I'm worried about breaking it now. Now this one, I didn't realize this was going to be that solid, so that's cool. Now this cactus piece and this little pot my daughter got. She doesn't need the pot, she needs a cactus piece. We're doing a resin mold with a skull, and she wants the cactus piece up inside the skull, so I get to have that pot. So recycle, reuse, heck yeah. So what we're going to be doing here, I think this little guy just needs some more detail. So I'm painting his tongues. They added a little magenta and pink, giving it some more texture. I'm painting him upside down right now. All right, now I gotta just try it. I was worried about breaking him. Oh. All right. So I'll save that skull for another project. It's just too big for Toby's cage, so we'll let that go and it'll explore some other kind of project later on. So this little dirt pot works out great. Whatever they put in there, it's rock hard. And I couldn't quite get the little stems in there. So I had to use a needle nose pliers to try. It's styrofoam with like paint. They probably just did like a glue on top of it and hardened quite nicely. So it was easy to stick the leaves back in because it had the styrofoam in the base. I think he needs to be just spread out a little bit. He looks pretty happy. He just reminds me of a little baby. He's just so happy, this little guy. So give him lots of glue to get him all sturdy in there. He's a little bit top heavy. I should have put some rocks in the bottom. I have some reindeer moss that I'm going to cover up all that silicone, and I wound up covering all the fake dirt, but that's okay. I was hoping to keep that in there, but the moss just looks cooler. Everything looks better with moss. And I think the reindeer moss gives it a nicer finishing touch than using a dry moss. It's just a little more fluffier around the base. He is just a little guy after all. But we have rescued him from the jungle. We found him all alone. We brought him back home. And now we're gonna build him a new pot, a little home. Now we're gonna have fun with some resin. Now this is one of my tea light candle holders. I thought it'd be perfect to make him a little food dish. First I was thinking a water dish, but I'm like, no, he is a human eating little fly trap, this guy. So he likes meat, so let's make him something to do with like blood and bone parts and stuff. Just a little mixture of some, blended up goodies for him. So I just gotta find the red, and I haven't used these colored dyes. I bought these in the summer when I was doing the UV resin with you earlier, and I haven't had a chance to use these yet, so I'm pretty excited. So this UV resin is very toxic, very stinky. So you can't see at the moment I am wearing a mask. Not only a mask, I'm wearing with a little filtration here because it is so strong once you cook it. I'm worried about, it was supposed to just drop out. But I'm worried about it, if I squeeze too hard, it's just gonna go all over the place. Yeah, it's gonna splatter for sure. Don't do it, Kara. Don't do it. Okay. All right, we're gonna be smarter than the dye. And that came off far too easy. Now, you only need, it's like a drop for a ridiculous amount of resin. You only need a drop. That is a technical measurement, but in this case I've put a lot of red because I want it to look blood red. I want this resin to look like blood. He's hungry little guy. We don't want to feed him water. So I want like a super crimson dark red. Now these beads I have left over from when I do my plant clippings, and I put these in the jar or in like the little glass bowls with my little clippings. So I thought I'd fill these up and then pour resin on top, and maybe it'll give it kind of a plasma, you know, a little blood and bone meal kind of little mixed medley, if you will, for little Toby. He needs to definitely have a little food dish. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour what resin I have on there. Now I found I really didn't need it very much at all. And it sunk to the bottom pretty good, so I didn't need to mix it up a lot. It was great. There, that looks so cool. Alright, just cook that for 1.5 minutes. Done. It's not even hot to touch, it is rock hard. Yay! Ah, that turned out so perfect. I missed a little bit at the bottom, but that's okay. It looks super cool at the top. Oh, have a little snack. Yeah, likes it. Approved. Alright, so what we're going to do next is that this little guy needs some slobber on him. He needs some drool. He needs his teeth shined up. We're going to also shine up his tongue. So I'm just going to use a throwaway paintbrush. And I'm going to paint all over all of his teeth, shine it right up. And let's make the tongue as well a little bit more realistic. So adding also some of the resin onto there, and then I did the bottom of the mouth too. So the whole inside gets a good coating. And a little bit goes a long way, so only pour out just a little drop, the size of a pea at a time. I'm going to turn off the lights here, see if I can get a really cool effect with you. I have a handheld little one. I saw someone do this to make a waterfall, but I'm going to do it to make slime. Yeah! Look at that drool. Oh, that worked out so perfect. And it's equally as rewarding. Now I'm going to put a little bit of drool around the teeth, because I think Toby's teething. He's just a little guy. It's a little top heavy, so this is wanting to he didn't want to stand up very well. See how it cooks? Yeah, definitely wear a mask with a filter. Watch this. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, just pulling some of the drool down. Little teething Toby. And then I added some more resin drops and some drool around the bottom of his mouth. And then I decided to cook it all again for a minute and a half. Voila. Look at it, he's so cute. We need him something to teeth on. I wish I had a little chew toy or something. I'll figure something out. So grabbing my bigger glue gun, because this one I can put more glue down in a faster amount of time and I can cover more area. Now I didn't use my reindeer moss for this one. I'm running a little bit low, but I do have some leftover. This is kind of a drier stuff. I just get that at the Dollar Tree, the dollar store. It's like a couple bucks for it. So I have some of this left and I hope I have enough. But I definitely didn't have enough of the reindeer style of moss that I used in his little pot. But it looks like this is doing the trick. And he still fits there really well. Hey, there's my little guy. Yay! Just checking here and there how he fits. I have some ferns left over when I was doing a little diorama, so I thought these would work out perfect for him to give him a little feel of his jungle life that he may miss. We want to make his habitat as close to his little jungle life back home in South America. I feel that I've collected these little creatures and beings through my travels, my extraordinary travels, my Indiana Jones travels, yes. See, another thing I was hoping, reason why this cage was faced around the other way, I was going to do a little name tag that looked like metal with his little name on it, but now you can't see it. It's in the back now. So I'm just grabbing a piece of super cheap, any type of wire that you could find. This is galvanized wire. It's like $1 for 25 feet or something. I use it for crafting all the time. So I'm gonna make him a little feeder, of course, but we're gonna make him a little wire holder that's gonna just wrap over the top. So just creating my own little hooks. And then just size it to fit. And then after that, if you don't make it tight enough like I did, I needed to be a little bit more tighter, but my hands don't want to bend the metal as well. They're a little sore. So I'm just going to add a little dollop of hot glue on the edges, like a little bead. And ouch, hurt my hands. Very good. And a little dollop there. And just act like a little sew line. There. Now he's got a little place to have a snack. I think I have enough of these little ferns left for my last project that I think this will make this little place look really cool for him. Now I got this little skeleton guy. I was making little fairies years ago. This is the last one that I have. Just using some jewelry wire cutters. A super sharp scissors will do as well with this little skeleton guy. Oh, I don't feel the head on this one. Yeah, that looks cool. So I'm going to put a little bone and arm up in his little feeding. He also needs something to teeth on, so I got something, little piece in his teeth, little arm with a hand. It so reminds me of the movie Draco. When he's like, oh, thanks for getting that out of my teeth. It's been there for weeks now. So I wound up gluing Toby down, which I don't know why. I think I needed to hold him in place because he was top heavy. But I really like my artwork to be quite interactive. So I don't know why I glued him down, because normally I'd like to take him out and talk to him and hang out with him. So he's just gonna have to live in his cage. That's okay. So just playing around with the different configurations of the bones, see what would look cool. I just feel like a little bone pile. Oh, added a hand. So we can't forget to add some more drool to the little bone and hand in his mouth. Alright, got my little flashlight out. Oh, that's so cool! I love how it works. I could do this all day. I love the little hand in his mouth, teething Toby. So I cut off the feet and just kept the bones. The feet were super wide with this little skeleton, so I just kept the hands and the rest of the bones and arms and legs. So these I have left over from another art project and the beginning of another one. So I'm actually tapping into these supplies that I bought for another art project that I haven't dressed my hat yet with. So we are going to use them, and I'm okay with that. Because we're allowed to source whatever we can on our Thrift Wish Challenge. So having fun with the purple flowers, gluing in the hands, gluing in the little arm bone into his little blood and bone meal mixture. I'm enjoying putting the little flowers here and there. Maybe it's like that in his jungle back home. Placing some flowers in the hip bone and rib cage, and just looks really pretty. Also glued down the hand and the arm bone into his little blood and bone mixture. Definitely loving the little purple accents. I think it really set off the piece, and I found it very inspiring. Just looking for new little places for the little purple flowers. Oh, loving it. You a little happy, Toby? For sure you are. He hasn't even tried to bite me once yet. He's happy in his new little domain. So here is the final L count. Oh, I love Toby's new home. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. As always, it is a pleasure. If you wish to join us on this crafty thrift witch challenge, check out the hashtag and join us away and see when the next challenge is for you to join us. Thank you so very much and have yourself an absolutely magical day.